What is up, y'all? I'm Benjamin Outdoors, and this is my channel. Welcome back, y'all. So today we're actually working on the F100 again, and we're gonna be doing some wiring today. So I have some problems with the headlights. They're not cutting on. I don't know why. I gotta go through that process. And there's also no power at the back of the vehicle for running lights, brake lights. So I gotta figure out that as well. And then I'm also going to put the bumper and the tailgate on after the fact, whenever I get everything done. So let's get into that.
So there's a beautiful sunset right now, but I am going to start working on the F100 again to try to tackle the electrical, to try to figure out why this thing does not have headlights and taillights. Now obviously it has running lights for some reason, but it does not have taillights or headlights, which are the most important thing, because obviously if nobody can see you from behind, then obviously you're gonna get rear-ended. And obviously if you don't have headlights, you can't see the road. So it's super important to have those. So I'm not getting power up here at all. The bulbs are good, but for some reason, the wire is not getting power for some reason. So we gotta use a multimeter to see where the power gets to and where it doesn't get to. So I'm looking over everything, and most of the wires look pretty good. I mean, there is some ghetto modifications under here with some of these stupid clips, but for the most part, I don't see any issues. I'm wondering if there could be something wrong with my switch. So, as you can see, there's like corrosion and crap on it, and I don't even know what this dial, like, it looks like you can adjust it for some reason. But I'm wondering if that's a bad connection right there. So I might get the wire wheel out and clean that up. And obviously that one too, because only the running lights are working. Excuse me, there's running lights up front, but there isn't at the back. There's no power at the back for some reason. So only running lights up front, no headlights, no taillights, no brake lights, nothing like that. So I'm going to clean that connection off and then plug it back in, and then I'll probably test to see if anything's getting power back here on the back of this plug when I switch it on. So I'm looking, see, shove that in there, you got 12 volts, turn it off. Turn it off, turn it on. This one in particular, no matter what position you have, all the way out or one click in, it's still at 12 volts. So that one's like running lights or something. And then let's see, let's do, I think the blue one, or the green one, excuse me. That one's constant power for some reason, for something. That's constant power too. There's another one that wasn't. So that's 12 volts. And you half click back and it's off. And then that's all the way off. Half click out, it's still 0. And then another click out, it's 12 volts. So that's probably headlights. Let's see, that's the red wire. So let's go look at the front for a red wire. Yeah, there's a red wire right there. So I think that the switch is good. I just got to figure out why the power is not getting from this switch to the actual headlights. I already checked all the fuses. It's getting power on both sides of the fuses, so I don't really know what's the deal with that. Don't think there's any issues with the fuses. Also, to verify that the headlight works, I'm going to put it direct to power. See? Headlight works. So obviously something else is wrong. You plug it back in, it's getting power to the running light, but not the headlight. So it's getting power past the switch, and it's actually able to power up. So somewhere in between, there's a break in the line or something's messed up. One thing I haven't checked is the beam selector down here, the high beam, low beam. So I am going to probably clean that out a little bit first, but then pull that off and see if I can jump some of those wires, see if I can get the headlights to turn on. So I pulled it off, got the wire right here, about to test everything. Nothing. Ooh, there's some crap inside of that. Nothing. Nothing. So now I'm going to turn it on. Nothing. 12. Well, this is the beam selector, so it should send power to one of those whenever you hit the button. So I'm going to jump that and see if the headlights turn on. Heck yes. Booyah, baby. It was a selector, high beam selector, that was messed up or something.
And that is a win.
So it's the next day, and I'm just trying to figure out this rear light issue. So I have front headlights, I have front running lights, but I have no power back here. I think part of the problem is there is no ground in this wiring harness. So I guess I wasn't able to test it properly. And every time I tried to test it on some metal, like do a continuity test between here and another piece of metal over here, I wasn't able to. Maybe because it's too rusty. It does look like these lights all ground to the frame. So I think that might be my issue. So I'm going to go ahead and clean up some metal in here, put self-tappers through both these, repair all the wiring that is damaged, and just kind of run it like it's supposed to be, and then plug it in, and I guess we'll see if we have lights or not. So we got the wiring repaired. This one didn't have sheathing on it, so I actually cut it and reattached it and put shrink wrap over it. And this one was completely detached, so I soldered it back together and shrink wrapped it. And they both got good connection on there, hopefully. About to spray paint that so it doesn't rust further. So it should be good for quite a few years. So I finally got a good ground that I'm connected to, and I'm testing this plug now. Oh, so I do have power back here on the brown. But for some reason, when I plug it in, I'm not getting power to the brown over here. So somewhere on this wiring harness, there's an issue. I'm getting like 7 volts. Now, so I'm wondering if that's, I think, just for running lights. So I don't think that these bulbs require, wait, hold up. Yay! I got power. Right there. The bulb's not very bright, but there's power. This bulb is out, so I gotta replace that. But heck yes. So we got power back here. I just gotta figure out why. Oh, shoot, just dropped that bulb. Gotta clean that up. But I'm gonna go to the store, get some more of these bulbs so I can replace every single one of them, and hopefully have all the running lights done. I gotta figure out how to wire in these new tail lights. So I just got back from Advance because I had to grab a few things. And one was some light sockets because these new taillights did not have any type of sockets in them. And the old ones are like fixed. I was gonna use the old ones, but the actual cover on one of them is rough. So I'd have to get new covers, while those taillight housings are actually pretty decent. I mean, they have a few cracks in them. They're not perfect, but you can get these for pretty cheap. So if I wire in these sockets, I can just buy a new one of these and just pop in these sockets. I'd rather go the new route than the older housings. But these were like $13 a piece, so very expensive. I also went to get bulbs, but these were like $9 for two. So I thought it was kind of expensive, so I decided to wait and either get some LED off Amazon or just some regular halogen off Amazon. And then these bulbs, some of these bulbs might be good. I didn't want to buy any taillight bulbs until I knew some of these did not work. So anyway, let's go ahead and start wiring two of these sockets in. All right, so I'm about to wire this in. And look. That's running light. That's brake light. So white is running light, so that's going to brown. And yellow is going to red. And I was thinking about it a little bit more, and this 3-wire is actually only for the brake light and running light. The other one down here is just a single terminal. So I need to get a totally different assembly. So I'm gonna wire these both into the tail light and then come back and wire whenever I found the pigtail for these and wire that in later. I'm leaving a pigtail coming off of each one, even the brake light, because potentially in the future, if I want to add some type of extra brake light or whatever like that, I got this little stub that I can kind of tie into. And then obviously whenever I come back to tie in the reverse light, that is going to be this wire. So I'm actually going to completely leave that one out of it. But then also I'm going to have to tie in the ground too. But like I said, I'm going to leave a little stub for the brake light and the running light, just in case in the future I want to add any extra lighting. I'm about to solder the last one, but let me test the lights real quick. So I'm going to do running lights and brake lights. Running lights. That's brake light. Not super bright. But, you know, it is a brake light. So here we go. These connections are solid. Like I said, there's a little pigtail just in case I want to add stuff in the future. Obviously, these two are for the reverse light. But I'm going to wrap this up in some electrical tape, and then it should be solid for many years to come. So I popped it into place. Let me test it out with the actual taillight in. Heck yeah. Now, it's not very bright at all, but it'll work. All right, so I got the running light in. About to pop it in. Looks pretty good. I don't know how I'm gonna get it back out if I need to. There she is. Running lights, heck yes. Booyah, Jack. Since I'm so close to getting this thing running and driving on the road, I'm going to the barn and gonna grab the tailgate and the bumper. Ooh. Turn it off. Turn the headlights on. Y'all can't see anything. There we go. And it looks like the right brake light's not working already. That sucks. Now we got to figure out why this brake light's not working. Great. So tonight I'm going to throw the bumper on and the tailgate on. Hopefully I have all the parts for it. There is some rust that needs to be repaired right here, but I'm not going to worry about that. I think they started doing repairs. That's why it's primed, but I really don't care that much. I mean, I'm going to throw everything on so I can have it all 100% put together so it can be legal. Still got to figure out why this brake light stopped working. No clue, but for some reason it looks like I only have 2 nuts. So I'm going to put 2 bolts in, and then I'm going to try to find some nuts for the other 2 bolts, or just put some other different nut and bolts in there. Oh dang, this bumper's ugly. It wraps around the entire truck. Wraps around the entire bed of the truck. It would look better if it ended right here, but we'll just put it on right now. I actually may need to put this on first. This is actually what the tailgate sits on, because this might come up too far to where it's more difficult to get to. Oh, shoot. Not sure why it went forward. I need to fix the e-brake. So I got the bumper completely on. Unfortunately, my stupid self didn't really look at this side well enough, and there is actually like a spacer in between. So I found the spacer. Obviously, I didn't put the spacer behind there, so I got to get this back off. Also, really to tighten this up properly too. Couldn't get that all the way on. So, and of course I stripped it even further than it was. This already stripped it out a good bit, this number 3, when it was supposed to be like a number 4 or something. It really, really sucks. So I'm probably gonna pull the truck in here, get my yes welder out, weld a nut to it real quick, and just yank that one bolt out, and just leave it boltless temporarily until I can find another bolt with the same pitch and the size. Because it's gotta be like that beveled. I guess it could be like an Allen too if I wanted it to be, because I don't know, Phillips are just stupid, in my opinion. So now we're about to turn on the welder and get that bolt out of there. So here's my yes welder. Turn it on. Let's see, oh, it's a plasma. Let's see, home. Go to MIG with gas. Those settings are probably pretty good, 160. I found it's better. You get better fusion if you weld a full washer to the bolt that's stuck, and then you weld the nut to that. So, let's get to it. Now I'm going to put this washer behind it and screw it back in. Now I'm going to lubricate the parts up. Oh yeah. This one is stuck. This WD-40 gel lubricant is great. Basically use itself to kind of sand down itself. All right. So it's good. All right, so I'm gonna spray everything. These latches on the side. Actually, all I have to do is just remove one of these brackets right here. Then I'm going to bring this one over. Up, down. and the top one. So now we can actually bring these down, hook them in like that. So you can't slam it shut, or at least you can't slam this one shut. You gotta open the latch, close it. Heck yeah. Oh, that looks nice. I mean, looks rough, but it's a working tailgate. Or is it? What is binding up? Oh bloody, what's that? Everything looks pretty good on it. A little rust right there. There's a dent right there. Overall though, it looks pretty good. Now let's get this junker out of here and get Morgan's back in here.
So that is actually it for this video. I appreciate y'all watching, and until next time, catch you on the flip side.